3:04 Eastern time. Here it is. All the insiders have it. The Ravens have applied the non-exclusive franchise tag on Lamar Jackson.
No.
That comes with a $32.4 million salary for 2023 and allows Jackson, for the first time in his career, to negotiate with other teams. I'm reading that from Mike Garafolo at NFL Network. Everyone's got it.
I can't believe this.
Why?
Because that means that a team like Atlanta, who everyone is pointing to, can swoop in and offer 5 years, $250 million. And honestly, I think they will do that. And then Baltimore is either going to have to match that or say goodbye to Lamar Jackson for 2 first-round picks, which is not enough.
I don't know if Atlanta's going to be the only team. Miami, we were just talking about. Could Miami try to make a big play if all this smoke around Brady just turns out to be, a whole lot of nothing?
Well, see, Miami, I don't know any of the details. Can Miami afford to pay $50 million a year for the next 5 years?
The salary cap is a figment of our imagination.
Yeah, but
don't worry about that.
They just paid Bradley Chubb. They got Waddle to pay. They got Tyreek Hill to pay. They have a lot of guys to pay. And I don't know. There's not a lot of teams with guys with $50 million quarterbacks reaching the Super Bowl. Only Mahomes.
They will find a way. Could the Washington Commanders put in some kind of, big...
Yeah, definitely.
Offer in. I know
like
that's that's a geographic rival there with Baltimore and Washington. Could the Detroit Lions do something? I don't know if they would, but let's not take anyone off the table here.
I bet Atlanta. And the reason is because they offered Deshaun.
What about Carolina?
Carolina, definitely. Still like Atlanta.
What about Tampa?
You need somebody who's not got a lot of players to play. Because otherwise, you're going to be stuck without a team around him. And Atlanta's got 2 young receivers who are great.
Yep.
I mean, I guess Kyle Pitts, receiver tight end. I don't know if there's a market on this. All those teams are good, but come on. Somebody who needs an identity is going to pay a lot of money.
Okay.
Probably more than $250, probably $280.
Well, here's the thing, though. It's possible that these other teams put in these big offers, and then Baltimore at the end just says, okay, we're going to match it. I mean, this could all end with him going back to Baltimore.
Right.
Because the thing is with the Ravens, you need a quarterback.
Yep.
So are you going to go with Snoop Huntley? I don't know if that's the answer, Pro Bowler that he is. But you're still, like, if you show the fan base, we could not get a deal done with a guy who won an MVP as a quarterback here and took us to the playoffs on a couple of occasions. I know it's not what everyone hoped, but you better have a good plan B. Who are you going to bring in to sell to the franchise or sell to the fan base? Trade
up for a draft rookie. I mean, there's only one way to win in the NFL right now, and that's a rookie deal on a quarterback. I don't think they're winning with a $250 million Lamar Jackson, are they?
No, you can win. There's 2 ways to win. Rookie quarterback or veteran switches teams and wins immediately. Tom Brady, Matthew Stafford. I mean, and maybe that happens with Aaron Rodgers and the Jets if this really comes through.
But I do, I mean, if you're a Ravens... Do you really? I don't think the Ravens want to pay. I think it's going to be 280. What number would? Okay, Lamar Jackson was 230, and he had all that baggage.
No, Deshaun Watson.
That's sure, Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
So Lamar Jackson's got to be worth more than that on the open market. Now it's an open market situation. That's why if I'm the Ravens, they're basically saying goodbye.
Listen, they might, or there could be a twist here where they decide, all right, we're going to match it. Or here's the other twist, and this is probably not going to look great for the league. But what if none of those offers come in?
Something will come in.
Well, let's just go down this avenue, though. Let's say, now we don't have to say, we know that it's the non-exclusive tag, which means other teams can start putting in offers. We know that what the Haslams and the Browns owners did with Deshaun Watson was not popular, not just with the Ravens, but with other owners around the league. Okay? Mm-hmm. So what happens if Lamar Jackson doesn't get the offer he's looking for? What if nobody is willing to go to the $230 million guaranteed? It's going to look like the owners got together and said, we got to do something about this and make sure that this market doesn't get reset like crazy. And you know what? It's against the rules. It's called collusion, but you could see where other owners would go along with it. I'm talking about the Cincinnati Bengals owner. I'm talking about the owner of the LA Chargers. Anybody who's got to pay a quarterback coming up here can look at the Browns and give them a double middle finger and say, look at what you did. You just reset the market to $230 million guaranteed. We're not doing that.
I would bet any amount of money that did not happen.
Well,
because, okay, say that does happen. What's to stop Nobody's going to say, all right, well, I'll make 150. Someone's going to make some offer.
No, you're going to make an offer, but then Baltimore might be more willing to match
right,
it.
But you're saying no offer comes in.
No offer comes in at the $230 million guaranteed.
That's very possible because maybe they don't want to pay $230. But somebody's going to.
No, somebody will make an offer.
People are going to make their offers.
But if they don't do the Deshaun, if they don't hand him the Deshaun offer, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but I do think teams are so self-interested, just like the Browns were. I think, yeah, collusion's powerful, but the Browns, listen, the Browns were not alone in wanting Deshaun Watson. I'm sure other teams got close in guaranteed money.
Well, and maybe one of them was the Falcons. We know they were interested.
What's the highest paid? Didn't somebody, what was Josh Allen? Guys have gotten close to $230 anyway in guaranteed money.
No, Josh Allen wasn't close. Maybe $180, but that's not $230.
It's close.
It's not.
180. Well, guys have gotten close to 200,000. So a $200,000 deal would not be
$200 million.
$200 million would not be outrageous. I mean, it'd be kind of market. By the way, he might not be the only. Burrow will probably get well over 200.
Okay, but $200 million. I think the Ravens probably would do that. They didn't want to go 250 or 230 or whatever. They didn't want the Deshaun Watson. What if that deal doesn't come in? I think that's part of the calculation about why the Ravens are doing the non-exclusive. I think they're telling Lamar, hey, we've tried to negotiate with you for 2 years, and it's gone nowhere. So let's see what else the market will tell you. Yeah,
I mean, listen, the guys are going to get – Deshaun probably won't be the most guaranteed money by the end of this offseason. A couple of people are probably going to pass him. I would think Burrow and Herbert will probably be very close.
Yeah, but you do have Burrow and Herbert who notoriously play for two of, I don't want to say the cheaper franchises, but two that probably don't want to put $200 million in an escrow account that they can't touch.
Maybe, but the money's going to be gigantic. There's a lot. Actually, Russell Wilson came in the high 100s. I mean, these numbers are creeping up to Deshaun Watson's not going to be the highest paid quarterback very, very shortly. So I think that, I don't think. That was last year. You don't think that the team's going to be okay with $230 for Lamar Jackson? It seems like not that much money anymore.
I'm just saying. I don't know. None of us know what's going to come in. I could be totally wrong. Maybe the Falcons come in and say $250 million. We don't care. We've got enough money. But let's see.
Yeah,
because it's also a guy who's missed 10 games in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I do think $230 will be passed this offseason. The highest guaranteed contract. And I think. Honestly, that's how contracts are. They all seem crazy at first, but in 3 years, they're old. I'll bet you 2 players will pass him this year. I mean, because Burrow's going to get a Mahomes deal with a lot of guaranteed money, right?
Yeah, but Mahomes didn't get $230 million.
Yeah, but that
guaranteed.
Was 2 years ago. He probably would now.
Too.
He probably would now.
Well, Mahomes now would probably get whatever he asked for.
Yeah.
But he didn't ask for that. He asked to be the first $500 million quarterback, and even that's kind of fugazi. It's like all built on incentives and stuff like that.
Right. I just think these numbers are climbing up to close to Deshaun Watson anyway. He's going to get, Aaron Rodgers is making $60 million this year. So the numbers are getting high. I don't think, does $230 for, regardless of any outside issues, does $230 for 5 years for Lamar Jackson sound crazy?
Well, I mean, it definitely sounded crazy to the Ravens, or else none of this would have ever happened.
Well, how do we know that? He might have wanted 280 or too much more.
Okay. Well, we don't know. We're going to find out because I'm assuming the offers are going to become pretty public, right? I mean, I bet they're going to get leaked. I bet we're going to know.